lying.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family.
Wait till I get with you. If I gotta go to ground, I'ma shut the town down. I ain't about to stop until I hear sand down. All you gonna see is a lot of man down.
The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center. For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to isupk.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate it. You just want the clout.
The
We
Lord,
just want the grace.
54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commandant General Yohana has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself. Pull yourself.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Barakatham, to all the brothers, Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bashim Yahushua, to all the sisters, all right? ISUPK, Minnesota, with LASHAWAN QADASH. We got a lot to actually uncover today, but of course, like I always like to do it, I like to go over the alphabet, which is very important, because as you know, this is a language class, the Hebrew class, LASHAWAN QADASH, which actually means holy tongue. All right. So, with that being said, we are not going to waste no time. Just like any language, we have letters, and we have to identify and know what the letters are in this language. Once again, this is ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay. And this is the language for so-called Black Hispanics and Native Indians, or so-called Negro, Latino, or natives, all right? We are 12 tribes under one nation, which is the nation of Israel. Okay, so let's get to it right here. And also too, when we actually get into each letter, we are gonna have examples of the letters as well, all right? So you know how to pronunciate and say it in Hebrew. Just to give you some examples and some visuals. So, we have ba, da, it's like ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, and everything once again is right to left. So we got ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. Okay. And also too, for those that do not have a what is it called? If you need the actual alphabet sheet, just email us at isupkminneapolis@gmail.com, and that's all lowercase. isupkminneapolis@gmail.com. All right, just email us and I'll send that over to whoever asks for it. Otherwise, you can reach us on Facebook as well. Facebook, ISUPK Minnesota, YouTube, No Cowards, Minnesota. We are also on Instagram, One West Minnesota. Let's see what else. Twitter, IHK Minnesota. All right. You can message us at any time. Okay. All right. 1 second here. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Okay. Let me see here. Shalai, give me 1 second. All right. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So we went over the actual alphabet. Now let me just break it down for you on how some examples that we're going to put on the board. All right. And then give me 1 second. All right. Okay. All right, starting off with the first letter, we have okay. There we go. Let me know if you can see it on the board, if it's too small. All right. So we got a word. The word is ma. All right. Ma. So you got the this is the key word. Each letter, we are going to start off with the beginning of each letter. So AH is So ma is a word. Ma. So you got the and the ma. This is the ma right here, and this is the right here. Ma. Okay. Let me see here. Yep, it's going to be ma. All right. Okay. So ma. Now in the Hebrew, ma means mother. So this is the key word. Yeah, just right here, mother. All right. It means mother. Okay. That's how you say mother or mom in Hebrew. Next one, we have the ba. The ba, it's going to be the root. All right, the root. Ba. Okay. The word is barak. Barak. Barak is the key word. I'm sorry, it's the Hebrew word. And this is what it means in Hebrew. Let me know if it's too small or not for those that's watching online. The word means lightning. All right, that's what it means, lightning. Barak. Yep, hopefully everybody can see that clearly. Barak means lightning. Okay, now we got the G. G-A-W-A-D. The word is Gawad. Gawad. All right, G-A-W-A-D. Gawad. And it means, the definition is invade. Everyone should know what invade means. To go into a place, to like ambush a place, to invade. Like you invade a city. All right, a place that is not yours. You invade something. Now, let's see here. Now we got duh. Duh is D-A. The word is dabash. Dabash. D-A-V-A-S-H. Dabash. And this word means, by definition, it means honey. Now, with this, I can go ahead and double check the context. Actually, I can check it on my phone. Give me a second. So if you ever want to check the context of an actual, if you want to check the context of an actual word, you can go to Blue Letter Bible Dictionary. You can type it in on your phone, on the internet. Otherwise, you can download the app. Or otherwise, there's another app called Hebrew Interlinear, Hebrew Greek Interlinear Bible app on Androids. And it also should be on iPhones as well. Let me see here. So real quick, I want to look up the word. Yeah, so the context of the word dabash, honey, is talking about the actual honey, like nectar, all right? The actual honey that we eat. That comes from the bees, okay? Next word, halak, it's like huh. The Hebrew word is halak. It's H-A-L-A-K. So you got the huh, the la, and the ka, right? Halak. It almost, the definition sounds similar to the actual Hebrew word. So the definition for halak is walk. All right. By definition, the word halak means walk. Okay, you're walking. All right. So that should be good. All right. Let me see here. Most High Christ. Yep, it means walk in Hebrew. Okay. Now we have the what? W-A. The Hebrew word is wa'id. Wa'id. Wa'id is the Hebrew word. And it means this right here. It means a point. Okay? A point. As in a pointing to something. All right. So yeah, wa'id is how you say it in Hebrew. The definition is a point. Okay. So when I say appoint something, meaning to like fix or set or to name in a different context. So let's see, we got the zup. It looks exactly how it sounds, zup. Or some people may say English Z, but this is ancient Hebrew, so it's zup. The Hebrew word is zabak. So we got the z, the b, and the k, but the two a's drop off because the b and the k is connected together. So it's zabak. All right. And the Hebrew word for that, the definition for that is sacrifice. Okay. All right. Zabak in Hebrew is sacrifice. Let's keep it going. We have here, let's see, we have k, not cha. CHAA is not cha, it's k, k. Always say it with your throat. K, k. All right, 1 second. Give me 1 second now. You sure you can't see it too good? All right, 1 second. Hold on. I got you. 1 second. All right, so like you said, you can't see it. No sweat. Let me just go ahead and erase it. And let me see if this blue works. I got you. The water for letting me know. Let me know if that's better. That should be a little bit better. Hey, most time twice. The water out. Also, too, for those that's watching online, make sure that you take notes because very soon I'm going to erase all of this by the time I get to the last letter. All right. Oh, yeah. Once again, this is a class, so for every class, you must take notes. All right, here we go. So yeah, take notes of this because once again, this is a class. This is not just a regular video. This is a class, all right? This is your language. This is for the benefit of you, okay? If you truly want to know your language and you are in this class, this is what you should be doing, taking notes. Because we are going to go over this as, repetition. In future classes, we are going to go over this over and over again. And we are going to use some of these keywords that are on the board. So if I ask you, how do you say, lightning in Hebrew, and you say, I don't know, when in this class, it's on the board. It's Barak. So if I say next week, how do you say sacrifice in Hebrew? You would say, well, I don't know. Well, if you don't know, you got to pay attention. So on the board, zabak is how you say sacrifice. Moving on. So this right here is not cha. This is ka, not cha. C-H-A-A is ka. Ka. Okay? Once again. All right. The Hebrew word is karab, karab, karab. All right, karab. You got the keyword right here, ka, C-H-A-A, ka, and you got rab, R-A-B, or the ra and the ba, karab. And this means sword. All right, sword. Yep, sword. All right, as a weapon. Now for ta, since I can see that the light is glaring at the board, I'm going to write it on the other side. All right, next one's going to be ta. Ta, right here. See if y'all can see that. Y'all should be able to see that right there. The Hebrew word is tama'ah. Tama'ah is the Hebrew word. It's not tama, it's tama'ah. Okay? And it means I messed up. It means unclean. Tama'ah is unclean in Hebrew. Let me erase that real quick. Do it again. All right, so. That should be better. Yeah. Unclean. That's what that means. Tama'ah is unclean. something that you are not supposed to, touch, eat, affiliate yourself with, associate yourself with, I should say. Like, for example, that pig. You want to stay away from swine's flesh. You want to stay away from dead bodies. It can make you unclean. Things that are unlawful can make you unclean. Think of anything that's unclean in any aspect. Anything that's unlawful is unclean. All right? Now we have the okay, the word is yara'ah. Not yara, but yara'ah. Yara'ah. It's the yara'ah. This is the definition. The word is afraid. All right? Afraid is yara'ah in Hebrew. Afraid. Ka. The word is kabash. Kabash. It means sheep in Hebrew. Kabash. Also, too, if anybody got any questions or concerns, you can ask it in the chat. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Share the content, like, subscribe, comment, share, if you may. Kabash is sheep. The Hebrew word is lequak. Lequak. You got the la, the qua, and the ka. Lequak. Which means take. As in you taking something, like for a spoil. Anytime you see in the scriptures when it talks about taking something for spoil, meaning taking what is ever in that city. Now there are times where we went to war and we actually invaded other people's lands to take all their riches and their spoils and things of that sort. There's a story in the Bible where the Most High told us to go to war against a certain nation of people, or a specific people, and He told us not to take from that place. Okay, do not take certain things from that place. And a brother in the military that we were in, he decided to disobey that order, and because of that, we lost the battle. So when it comes to following orders, you want to follow orders to the T, all right? Because if you don't, things can go bad. Things can go wrong. It could cost you your life or somebody else's life, whether that be your brother, your sister. And when I say your brother, your sister, meaning those that are round about you, those so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians that are right near you. or it can cost your family's life as well. It can put you in jeopardy. So following orders is very important. If you don't, you will see and suffer the consequences, all right? So the clock, take. Don't take anything unless you're told to, okay? That should be self-explanatory. But then again, in 2023, you still got to teach that. You still got to teach that Christ is a black man, according to the Bible, which the Bible is reality. It's real life. It's not a fairy tale. That white Jesus that they show in the church, that's a false image of what Christ is. Okay? Moving on. Lama. Let me see that one more time. The Hebrew word is makar. Makar. Okay? Makar is the Hebrew word. In English, the definition. Tomorrow. That's how you say tomorrow in Hebrew. All right. We have enough. Napash. Napash is Hebrew. The definition. So, that thing that's inside of you, the reason why you're able to breathe, to talk, to speak, to move around. So, Napash. Moving on. This is Sa, S-A, Sa. This one is self-explanatory. For those brothers and sisters that are always in class, everybody should know what this Hebrew word is. At least I will hope so. The Hebrew word is sar. At the end of class, you're going to hear the word sar. Sar means turn in Hebrew. Sometimes you may have to turn your body to salute brothers, or most times you have to turn your body to salute sisters at the end of class. Okay? Sar, turn your, turn, you know what I mean? Okay? I. I, as in I rob. Okay, I rob. Let me see. Yep, okay. I rob. I rob means evening. If you wanna know how to say good evening, it's gonna be Tawab, I rob. Tawab, Irab. Tawab means good. Irab means evening. If you want to say good morning is Tawab Bawakwar, right? Now here's the thing with that. Bawakwar, when you say Bawakwar, that's present tense. But if you're not saying it in present tense, it's Bakwar. Bakwar is the root word. Bawakwar is present tense, meaning that you're saying it in the morning, at that moment, in the morning. Now, if you're saying good morning right now, you could technically say Tawab Bakwar, all right? If you want to know how to say it, but Bakwar is the root word, but Bawakwar, you're saying it in present time, early in the morning. Good evening, Tawab Irab. Good night, Tawab Layo, okay? All right, moving on. We got Puh. Okay. All right. Put up here. The Hebrew word is Hatazar. Okay. Hatazar. The Hebrew word for Hatazar is going to be urge. Like you have the urge to do something. You may have an urge to get somewhere. You may have an urge to want to watch something. The urge to sit down. This, that, and the fourth. You know what I mean? So the urge, that thing that you really want to do, almost in the sense of like zeal. Okay. All right. So urge, Hatazar, Hatazar. Once again, each letter we are making examples of. So this is AH is the root. It's the beginning of it. So Ma, just showing you examples of each letter that is in an ancient Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, all right? So Hatazar, Irab, evening, Sar, turn, Sa. Okay? All right, let's keep going. All right. All right, this right here is Tazah. Okay? So, yeah, Tazamah. So this is right here. It's for that. It might run over a little bit underneath. Don't worry about that. This is this right here. Tazah. 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 So the word is Tazamah. Okay? Tazamah is the Hebrew word. What does that mean in the English? As a definition. It means vanish. And by the way, a lot of these are just off the dome. A lot of these words are just, random words, just to give you an idea. Okay? So Tazamath, vanish. Okay? Now we have Kwa. What is Kwa? Okay. Quatan. Quatan. The root is Quatan. Quatan. It's a Hebrew word for small. Small, speaking about the size. Okay. And also, too, any word that you see in the Bible, you can find in Hebrew. All these words that's on the board, you can find in Hebrew. Now, we're just doing an English version of the Hebrew, okay? We're just putting it in English. But if I really wanted to, I can actually write it out using these letters. But that's just, right now we are just going to focus on this part. We are going to get into the Hebrew and the Assyrian any moment. Okay, Qatan means small in Hebrew. Moving on. We got Ra. R-A. The Hebrew word is Ra'ain. It's like, let me write that better than that. Ra'ain, all right? And there's also, a great officer of 5,000, my brother, you know what I mean? Ra'ain in Chicago, all right? Ra'ain in Hebrew, the definition of Ra'ain means thunder. That's what Ra'ain means in Hebrew, thunder. Or better yet in English, thunder. All right? Officer 5,000, Ra'ain in Chicago. ISBK. Shout out to him. Also, too, shout out to my brother Barack out there in D.C. Lightning, Washington, D.C. Shout out to him. All right? All right, so let's see. Also, too, Salaki. Shout out to the brother Karab. I know a brother by the name of Karab who has the name Sword. Shout out to him as well. Okay, now let's move on to the last two. We are going to erase this, and then we are going to get into the lesson. Okay. Shechem. 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 That's how you pronounce that. Shechem. What does Shechem mean? It means brown. Shechem is brown in Hebrew. It's like Shechem, yeah. So in Hebrew, brown is the English version, but the Hebrew word for brown is Shechem. Okay, Shechem. Now with the word brown, right, or Shechem, this can be used for a color, a usage of a color, or to describe something else as well. All right. Anytime that you see like brown, black, red, green, don't always just think of a color. It can be used in a different sense. Okay. Like for example, Jeremiah 14:2, when it says that Judah mourneth, their gates therefore are languished, right? So Judah mourneth means Judah mourns all the time. Like we die in the streets every day, all day. Police brutality, drug overdose, what else? Suicide, just we mourn for a lot of things because we are in oppression. And when it says the gates therefore languish, that means that we have no protection wherever we go. We have no protection at all. Because a purpose for a gate or a fence is for protection. We don't have that nowhere. It's a metaphor. And it says that we are black unto the ground. This is Jeremiah 14:2. And when it says that we are black unto the ground, it's not, I mean, yes, it's talking about a color, but it's multifold. It's also speaking about the condition that we are in. All right, you know how people say, my people, we come from the dirt. We come from the ground, meaning we are at a low state. Or me and my people get out the mud. Those are all metaphors to let you know that we are at a low state. Okay? And that's everywhere. That's in Minnesota. That's in the ghettos of Minnesota, the ghettos of Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, you name it, Oklahoma, so on and so forth. Milwaukee, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, everywhere. Okay, so get out the mud. We are at a low state. So think of black and brown, or just colors, or words like brown, black, blue, things of that sort. When you see those words in the Bible, it's not just talking about colors at all. All right, it could be, but everything you have to look at with context. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. So, shakam, all right, which means brown. Last but not least, yatha. The word is tabawa'ah. Tabawa'ah. If you want to say it fast, it's tabawa'ah. But tabawa'ah. Tabawa'ah. Okay? Tabawa'ah. What does that mean? What does tabawa'ah mean? It means increase. Okay? Increase. And speaking of increase, pay your tithes. Any increase or earnings that you receive, you have to pay tithes. That's a good example, increase. Anything that you increase, meaning any money that you receive, right? Because if you receive money, that's your increase. Make sure you are paying your tithes. If you are not paying your tithes, you are sinning. Just so that's out there. Pay your $200 Passover fee. With you paying that Passover fee, it's going to take care of all the events that is going on for that week, all right, and weekend, I should say. And also, too, that's going to get you to the all-black party as well. When you pay your $200 Passover fee at the Lord's 54th annual Passover, April 1st. All right, moving on. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, Lord, okay. All right, so like I think we spent a little too much time on this, but let's keep it going. Let me see here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and erase this real quick, and we're gonna move on. Oh, man. I see that black kind of stained a little bit. No sweat. Take care of that. Okay, yeah. All right, so the lesson that we are going to get into is pretty much, how can I say it? Pretty much the lesson that we are going to get into is simply dissecting or putting a sentence into Hebrew. And when we put the sentence into Hebrew, you have to break it down even further. Okay? Because you gotta do the work, you gotta show the work. All right. So if I was to put a math equation on the board, you have to break it down and show your work. So that's what we're pretty much doing when it comes to putting a sentence on the board and put it into Hebrew, and then we got to break it down to make sure that it matches up with the sentence, the words in this. Okay? All right. Let's get it. All right. Okay. This is going to be the first one. All right. So he said, "My Lord." Okay. So either it's going to be a sentence or it's just going to be a phrase. Okay. He said, "My Lord." And that's why I put quotation marks, because it's a phrase, all right, or a sentence. So he said, "My Lord." So now we got to put that, each letter, each word into Hebrew. That's what we're going to do. Hopefully everybody's able to see that. You should be able to if I can see it. Also, too, I will be putting this in the Assyrian, so that way people can learn how to do both, the Assyrian and the ancient Hebrew. Now, me personally, I'm gonna write it out a little backwards, so I make sure I have the proper amount of space. Okay, so bear with me. But otherwise, usually I would start right here and go right there, but I'm just gonna write it out a little backwards, and then we're gonna start at the beginning of the word. Okay, so don't mind me if I write it out backwards first. It's 2 hours. Everything that I got on the board, I want you to copy down. I think that might be a little too small, actually. Let's do that a little bit bigger. All right, almost done here. All right, and all right, one thing about the Hebrew, right? Don't ever forget your connectors. So that was that. Yep, that is correct. Yeah, that's right. Time. And shalom, how about you? That is correct. Time. Yeah, once again, don't forget your connectors. That's very, very important. Otherwise, if you don't have your connectors, you probably won't know what the actual Hebrew word is saying. All right. And then yeah, all right, here we go. All right, hopefully everybody can see this clear enough. I'm just gonna stop right there and let y'all write that down. We can move forward. Right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll let y'all write that down for a second. Then we're gonna go over it. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time waiting because I know we got a few more things to go over, or a lot more of these to go over. I want to make sure that we get at least a few more in before we end the class. And so yeah, so actually I'm just gonna go ahead and go over it, and we're gonna go. Yeah, we both gonna go over it, or so like we are gonna go over it, and if you need to, just follow along. You can always go back to this class later if you miss anything. It's always posted once we end the live. Okay. All right, so the phrase right here is, he said, my Lord. All right? He said, my Lord. Or otherwise, my Lord said he. There's a few different ways that you can say it. No matter how you rearrange this, this should always still be the same right here. You can say, my Lord said he, or he said, my Lord. Because sometimes in the Bible, you will hear words sound like that, where the language in the Bible, the old, that old tongue that we used to have, it sounds like we're saying things backwards, all right? Like right now, today, we say, have a seat or sit down. In Hebrew, sit is yashab. You know what I mean? If you're talking to one person, yashab, it means sit. So like that's how the native Indians speak, like sit, yashab. If you want to speak to multiple people that's around about you, you say yashabium, which is plural, yashabium. Sit, everyone sit. Like imad. The word imad means stand. Otherwise, imad is everyone stands, like stand up. Okay? Just like how we say ak is brother. Ak yum, Y-A-M, ak yum is brothers. Akwath, sister. Akwath yum, sisters. You say Adawan, right? Adawan is sir or Lord. Adawan yum, you're speaking to multiple men that are above you. So that's how that goes.